Hello and welcome to Super Great Kids Stories, wise tales from storytellers around the world, which will make you laugh and sometimes cry. Recommended for ages 5 to 105. I'm Kim and I love stories. This week we have a beautiful Native American story from the Cherokee Nation called The Bird with Big Feet. And we have a new theme of birds. Hello, Super Great Kids, and how are you? I hope you're happy and enjoying the sunshine wherever in the world you are. If you celebrated Eid al-Fitr on Sunday, I hope you had a happy weekend. I walked through Regent's Park in London and it felt like the whole world was out celebrating Eid and Mother's Day for the UK. It was such a wonderful sight, lots of people celebrating together. Hurrah! And we've got another reason to celebrate. We just heard that Super Great Kids Stories has been shortlisted for the prestigious Webby Awards in the US. That means we've been chosen as one of the 5 best podcasts in the Webby's Kids and Family category. Quite an honour. We're really pleased. We're also eligible for a People's Voice Award, which is voted for by the public. That means anyone who listens to Super Great Kids Stories can vote. So, if you'd like to give us a chance at winning that extra special award, do vote online. Go to vote.webbyawards.com or to our website and look in the news section. Thanks for your help. And today, another very big reason to be cheerful is that we have a new storyteller from the US to introduce you to. Her name is Gail Ross. She's a Native American, a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, and she's going to tell us a tale which came from her grandmother about a bird with big feet. Now, just before we get to our story, while we have a quick word with the grown-ups, I have a little challenge for you. Since our new theme is birds, how many different types of birds can you think of? See if you can come up with 10. Now, there's a challenge. Just to get you started, there are ravens, parrots, and of course, there are owls. Are you ready? Off you go. This episode is sponsored by DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse. Welcome back to the Dollhouse. DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse, that is. Now, in its 11th season on Netflix, this show is the ultimate in wish fulfillment, because who wouldn't want to shrink down and play inside their own magical dollhouse world? Gabby has a penchant for getting in and out of silly situations. And, along with her make-believe cats, like the spunky yet sensitive half-kitten, half-cupcake Cakey, Gabby's Dollhouse celebrates individuality, imaginative ideas, and creative problem-solving. And if you want to try caring for your own baby kitties, you can bring home the Lego Gabby's Dollhouse Kitty Care Ear. It's a perfect introduction to Lego for our 4 and up friends. And this hands-on creative play set is great for developing confidence, concentration, and problem-solving skills. Be sure to catch the new episodes of Gabby's Dollhouse playing now on Netflix. Hello, Super Great Kids, I'm back. How many birds did you remember? I remembered larks and owls, robins, woodpeckers, blue tits, nuthatches, tiny wrens, huge herons, and those excellent singers, the blackbirds, who sing me to sleep in the summer. And now, it's time to introduce you to our new storyteller. Are you sitting comfortably? Am I sitting comfortably? Then let's give a warm welcome to Gail Ross, all the way from Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Osio. That's how we say hello in Cherokee. My name is Gail Ross, and I am an enrolled citizen of the Cherokee Nation, the largest native tribe in the United States. I was very lucky when I was young because my grandmother lived with our family, and she was a wonderful storyteller and the family historian. So I know I inherited my love of stories and Cherokee history from her. And this is a story that I found in some of the papers that she had kept in a box that my mother found. And in the papers was this story. I have no memory of her telling it to me as a child, and I wish I did because it would have made me feel better. It's about a bird with big feet, and I have big feet. You can't see them, you're lucky, but they're size 11s. And when I was a kid, I thought my big feet were really ugly. And I think maybe we all have something about the way we look that we think isn't quite right. And this is a story about how that feels. The bird's name is meadowlark. And if you've ever seen a meadowlark, you know they're really a beautiful, handsome bird. Creator gave meadowlark a bright yellow vest. He gave meadowlark a little black and white necklace he wears around his throat. But meadowlark could not see any of the things that made him handsome. All he could see was that Creator had given him enormous feet. And he was so embarrassed by the size of his feet that he would not come out and fly with the other birds. He would not sit in the treetops and sing with the other birds. He spent his days hiding in a field of tall grass, sitting on the ground, staring at his feet, and feeling sorry for himself. Now, one day, coming along through the field of tall grass was a grasshopper. Now, you know, the little insect people, they're very busy. They're always scurrying this way and that. You never see a little bug person just sitting back and chilling. They have important work to do. And that grasshopper was hopping along through the field of tall grass, and boom, he bumped right into Meadowlark. He picked himself up. He shook himself off. He said, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You're a bird. Birds live in trees. I'm a bug. Bugs live on the ground, but you're not supposed to be here." And Meadowlark said, "I'm ashamed to come out where the others can see me. They will laugh at my feet." And Grasshopper said, your feet. What's so funny about your feet? I never saw a foot do anything funny before." But Grasshopper looked down, saw Meadowlark's feet, and said, "I see your point. But you're a bird. Birds don't live on the ground. Birds fly. You're a bird. You're not supposed to be hiding here. You're supposed to be in the trees singing. You're a bird. Act like one." And he went on his way. Meadowlark thought about the things Grasshopper had said. And, you know, he said, maybe I'm being too sensitive. Maybe nobody will even notice my feet. So he gathered up all his courage. He flew to the top of a tall tree. He threw back his head and began to sing. And because, of course, this was in the new world of the Cherokees, what he sang was a song in Cherokee. He sang, "Teganoki Squaw, Teganoki G-squaw. Teganoki G-squaw. G-squaw oosti. The words meant the bird is singing, the bird is singing, the bird is singing. Little bird, G-squaw, bird, Teganoki, singing. G-squaw, bird, Usdi, little. Now, one of the things that Creator had given Meadowlark was a beautiful voice. When he started to sing, all the animal people gathered at the foot of the tree and looked up at Meadowlark. All the birds gathered in the treetops, listening to Meadowlark. So when Meadowlark finished singing and opened his eyes and looked around, there everybody was, staring at him. And you can probably guess what he thought they were staring at. His feet. He flew back down to the tall grass, and this time he would not come out. Now, as wise as Grasshopper is, he was wrong about one thing. There are birds that live on the ground, and one of them is the little quail, the little bobwhite. And there was a mother quail that year who accidentally made her nest in a field of wheat that the human beings had planted. When she built her nest and laid her eggs, it looked no different than the fields of tall grass around it. But as she sat there on her eggs watching, the wheat kept growing, and she realized what she had done. And she started to worry that the human beings would come to harvest the wheat before her eggs had hatched. And sure enough, one day, she heard two people talking about how everyone in the village would come to cut that wheat the very next day. And she knew that when the human beings with their big feet walked through the wheat field, someone would step on her nest. She would lose her babies. She began to cry and call for someone to help. She sang, "Goo-quay, goo-quay, goo-quay, nani-ye-he, 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 nani-ye-he. This is little quail calling. And going about his important business, Grasshopper heard Mother Quail's call. He went to her, and when he found out what was wrong, he said, "Well, we'll just move your eggs. They're not safe in the wheat field. They'll be safe in the tall grass. We'll move your eggs from the wheat field to the tall grass. You can build a new nest, and they'll be safe there." Well, that was a good idea, but neither Grasshopper nor Mother Quail was strong enough, big enough to lift the eggs over the edge of the nest. A ground nesting bird makes their nest deep and soft. Mother Quail was just fixing to start crying again when Grasshopper said, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know who can help." And he went and got Meadowlark and brought him to the nest, and those big, ugly feet were just big enough to pick up Mother Quail's eggs. So 2 at a time, Meadowlark airlifted Mother Quail's eggs out of the wheat field to a field of tall grass, and she made a new nest And hiding there, Meadowlark watched while she sat on those eggs, tending them so carefully. He watched when the day came that pop, 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 all those eggs started to hatch. And he watched when the day came that little mother quail, her head up so proud and happy, she started off for a walk, and right behind her came that row of beautiful little baby birds. They looked like feathery little ping pong balls bouncing along behind her. And when he saw that, Meadowlark looked at his feet and said, "These feet may be ugly, but I am so proud of them." And he flew back to the top of the trees, threw back his head, and started to sing. Deganoki squaw, Deganoki squaw, Deganoki squaw, G-squaw oosti. And Meadowlark is singing to this very day because he learned something important. And it's what I hope you will remember whenever you think of this story. It's not the way you look, it's the way you see. Do you look around the world and see a family that you love and that loves you? A neighborhood, maybe a church, where people take care of one another and look after one another? And do you look around and see that the whole world should be looking after one another and taking care of one another? It's not the way you look, it's the way you see.
Oh, thanks so much to Gail for that beautiful story. If you liked it, you'll find it in our book published by Bloomsbury, which is coming out this autumn. Super Great Kids Stories from storytellers around the world. You can pre-order it on Amazon. What a lovely message Gail's grandmother gave her through that story. I like the way the animals helped each other out. That little grasshopper helping the meadowlark and the meadowlark helping the little quail. Did you have a favourite part of that story? I thought the grasshopper was great fun. I liked the way he spoke really quickly. If you were telling that story, I wonder how your grasshopper would sound. Would he be high-pitched and squeaky and fast-speaking, or low and slow and drawly? That story would make a beautiful picture. You could draw the little mother quail out walking with her row of feathery little ping-pong ball babies, all bobbing along behind her. Or you could draw the meadowlark standing at the top of the tree in his bright yellow vest and singing at the top of his voice. Send it to facebook.com/Super Great Kids Stories. Now, lots of you have joined our Owlet Storytelling Club recently, so it's time to dig deep into our bag of happies and fly around the world with Story Owl to say thank you and welcome to some new owlets. Let's begin in Hartford in Wisconsin in the US to greet owlets Anson and Brennan, who were given an owlet membership as a Christmas gift from their Aunt Mary Ann. Anson is 7 and will be 8 next week. Hope you have a happy day. And Brennan is 5. Brennan has 2 favourite stories, The Hairy Toe and Anansi and the Hot Pepper Soup. Anson's favourites are all of the Super Great Scary Stories, especially the men in marble. Now, let's fly across to London in the UK to say hello to Owlet Nick, who is 6. Nick was given this subscription from his nana and granddaddy. Hurrah for grandparents. Nick's favourite story is the Danish tale, Hey Ho. It makes him and his family laugh every time they hear it. Hey ho, off we go. That story's in our book too. And let's head to beautiful Corkin Island now to greet 7-year-old owlet Una. It's a French name because Una's mum is French. Una loves listening to Super Great Kids stories when she's doing art or relaxing in the bath. She especially likes the stories with funny rhymes. Me too, Una. Let's fly up now to Toronto in Canada to greet owlet Koa, who is 6. Koa especially likes the scary stories, and his favourites are the Baba Yaga ones, with Baba Yaga and Little Brother as his very favourite. Good choice, Koa. I hope you enjoy the scary bonus story for owlets this month about a headless ghost and a creepy castle. Eek! And next, let's head down to rural Cameron in North Carolina in the US to greet 7-year-old Asher, whose favourite stories are The 3 Billy Goats Gruff, The Ghost of the Bloody Finger, and Finn McCool. And hello to owlet Hazel Grace, whose favourites are The Ghost of the Bloody Finger, The 3 Billy Goats Gruff, and The Weeping Willow. Ah, yes, I love that story too, Hazel Grace. I just love the way Sheila says, I just wish I could turn colours. And thanks to both of you for your super great pictures which you sent in. Hello now to 7-year-old Zaylin, or Ziggy as his friends call him. Ziggy is 7 and loves super great kids stories. He's been an owlet for a few months, but has actually been listening regularly for 4 years. Oh, that makes you a super fan, Ziggy. He loves nature and his favourite stories are all about animals. He especially loves trickster stories with Coyote, Anansi and Kojo the rabbit. Oh, he also loves Puss in Boots and the hyena, the vulture and the lion. Welcome to the club, Ziggy. And let's head up to Vermont now to greet another superfan, owlet Thomas, who is 5.5. Thomas has been listening since he was 2, and his favourite story is Wild Jack and the Two-Headed Giant. He really liked the Johnny Cake song. Grandma, make a Johnny Cake, Jack is coming. Oh yeah, I love that song too. I really like your picture too, Thomas. Thanks for sharing it. And let's head up to Ithaca in New York now to greet owlets Fern, who is 7, and Phelan, who is almost 3. They love all of the stories, but the more magical and a little bit scary, the better. And let's head up to Montesano in Washington now to greet owlet London Rose, who is 6 and who enjoys listening to super great kids stories on long car rides and before bed. Her favourites are Stick Woman, The Old Woman and the Pig, and Curupira from Brazil. That's it for this week. More owlet welcomes next week. And you've been sending some really brilliant pictures to Story Owl this week. Our Pick of the Week picture goes to Madeline, who is 5 and lives in Edenton, North Carolina, in the US. Madeline drew a lovely picture of the white elephant, a tale from India. I love the elephant's big smile and his flapping ears and your rainbow-coloured castle. Really good, Madeline. Well done. It's a lovely story, isn't it? If you'd like to send us a picture, maybe of the bird with the big feet or any of your favourite stories, then send it via our website at supergreatkidsstories.com or by Meta on our Facebook page, facebook.com/supergreatkidsstories. And we can share your art with other story lovers on our Facebook page and Instagram art gallery at supergreatkids_art. And thanks to all of you who are subscribing to our podcast. It's only £3 a month. That's less than $4 to get advert-free and access to all the scary stories. And if you pay for the next tier up, you get advert-free plus over 50 bonus stories and over 30 super great scary stories. Plus, you'll get access to our Super Great Kids Stories Express with short introductions, no adverts, great for listening to stories back to back. And you can now gift a Patreon membership. Visit our website for more details, supergreatkidsstories.com. That's it for now. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you online on Saturday the 12th of April, when Kate Corkery and I will be telling some of our favourite stories, including The Whistling Giants and Eggshell Soup. If you'd like to watch, it'll be at 5 p.m. British Summer Time or at 12 noon in New York and Toronto or 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. It's £12.50 for a ticket for the whole family. You can find more details about that on our website, supergreatkidsstories.com. Last time we sold out, so book now to avoid disappointment. I hope you have a happy week with a wag in your tail and a head full of stories. This podcast was produced by Kim Normanton and David Smith at Wardour Studios in fabulous Fitzrovia in London.